Oakwood is different.
The odds that face Oakwood are massive.
The short-term effects are completely and utterly destroyed by the potential long-term effects.
Anyone putting money into a football club is dead money.
Let's get a go.
I love non-league football. I think it's brilliant.
Right then, welcome to Oakwood Football Club.
Good morning. My name's Mark Gilbert, but I'm known around the club as Gilly. I'm chairman of Oakwood Football Club, general manager, general dog's body. Oakwood Football Club, based in Sussex, right next door to Gatwick Airport. I've been here, 20 odd years now. You know, I imagine owning a club when I was younger. Never. I knew that I'd always be involved in football because I did love it. Putting something in place so it's here for a long time, that'd be good. That'd be very good. But Oakwood, he's keeping it going.
Do you think Oakwood could ever make it to the Premier League?
Mate, unless someone comes in with millions and millions, no.
English football pyramid is divided into 11 levels. At the top, you've got the Premier League. Level 2, 3, 4 are the Football League divisions, so that's Championship, League 1, League 2. Below that, at level 5, is the National League, which is like the Premier League of non-league, and everything below that, all the way down to step 11, is non-league football. So Oakwood would need to be promoted 10 times consecutively, I believe, to get to the Premier League. So for a club like Oakwood, that's a tough ask. The difference between Step 6 and the Premier League, and professional football, is huge. There's a massive gulf there. It'd be the equivalent of England playing San Marino. I think football at Step 6 is absolutely 100% the people's game. You aren't going to see many people flying in from Norway or South Korea, unfortunately, to come and watch Oakwood. I love non-league football. I think it's brilliant. It amazes me that you've got Crawley on your doorstep here, you've got Three Bridges, and you've got Oakwood, and you're still here. If Oakwood stayed at Step 6 for 20 years, I would say that is a success. I know that probably from a sporting point of view, you might not say that would be a success, but I think the fact that the club is still knocking around and is active and is having people come and watch him, I'd say, that'd be a massive success.
The biggest odds against us when it's running the club. Volunteers and finances. I think if you had the finance, you wouldn't need volunteers, you'd pay people. If you haven't got the finance, you need the volunteers. We went to Saltdean the other week and they had car parking attendants, 3 people on the bar, someone on the cafe, cooking. There's a lot of people involved on a match day. Here, we've got 1 or 2 bar staff and Gilly and myself.
I think things have changed so much out there now. Years ago, everyone got involved. You went with your dad to his cricket, and all the mums and dad, all the mums are doing sandwiches, and the dad. It's a society thing, I think, now. That people don't, unless you're offering money for payment to do something, they're not interested.
The football itself doesn't generate a huge amount of money. So on a match day, we might get 30, 40 people coming in. That may just cover the gate money, may just cover the referee's costs. So on a match day, unless we're higher up in the league and we get more attendance, it sort of nets itself out and just pays for itself. So then we have to rely on the facility and the youth to really help build out the cash to operate the club in a successful manner.
We did have at one time 12, 15 youth teams, but unfortunately, for one reason or another, they've dwindled away. So we're down to about 4 or 5 now.
Talent pool's diluted because there's a lot of other clubs around. I mean, say 20 years ago, there's probably 3 or 4 clubs in Crawley. Now there's tons of them. And then you've got, just the fact that football You know, parents are struggling to get their kids out to do things. They, you know, play on their PlayStations and stuff like that.
Back in the day, I think because there's so much to do now out there, but when we played, it was just football, really.
You'll see that we've got RightBuild vans here. For us to survive, we have to rent some of our rooms out to use as their premises. If we didn't have them, we wouldn't be able to pay the bills.
We would suffer big time, big time.
On average, I'd say the last couple of years, it's cost us 27 to 30 grand to run the club a year.
And above, yeah.
And when you don't have a subscription of 15 teams, youth teams that pay what, 20, 30 pound a month?
Yeah.
You can see that there's a shortfall. We probably spend anywhere from 6 to 12 grand on the pitch, end of season, every season, and that's just on topsoil and overseeding. Also, if we can't play on it, we have to rent a 3G.
Yeah.
Which is, we don't get the revenue from behind the bar, we still have to pay the refs, and we also have to hire a 3G, so that could cost anywhere from £500 a game.
I think this year we paid near on 20 grand worth of winter training.
The mowers, well, we probably spend nearly 2 grand a year on maintaining the mowers.
The biggest expense, was the electric on the club. At one time, we were paying a lot of money. We were paying two a month. And then our Lux reading run out, so therefore we couldn't play under lights because of the insurance. But we can't afford Sky, so that's too dear for a club like us, what they want per month. I'll tell you now, our floodlight really, it's cost us near on 9 grand. 9 grand, 8.5 to 9 grand.
Yeah.
You know?
If the floodlights are fine,
we lost some money to
that's
stop.
9 grand to invest in other areas of the club, right?
But again, that's another thing that should have been sorted out really in previous summers.
In the summer, yeah.
But when money's tight and you're sort of paying that, you forget about that, and you know, it's a lesson learned. And let's face it, anyone putting money into a football club, it's dead money.
In this day and age, if you really do want to rocket up the leagues, you do need an owner with deep pockets, unfortunately. Such is the way of the world at the moment. You need to have someone who's embedded in the community and has the club's best interests at heart. You cannot be looking at it as a vanity project where you think you're going to be the next Ryan Reynolds and you get a Disney Plus documentary out of it. But unless you are Ryan Reynolds and you buy a club, you're never going to make any money out of any football club. Can you imagine what Alexander Isak's wages could do, like a week's wages could do for this club?
See these chairs here? See these chairs here? They come from Gatwick Airport. They were in the departure lounge at Gatwick Airport, and there was someone who was working up there at the time said they were getting rid of them, would we want them? And those red ones, I've got them because they're red, obviously Oakwood being red, but they come out of an estate agent.
They're old and tired.
Yeah. Also as well, you know, again, you go back to the finance side of it. If you were more successful on the pitch, more people will come through the gate. You know, maybe more people will get involved. They want to be involved with it, and everyone likes to, you know.
We'll have to sack the management then, won't we?
Yeah, maybe that.
The people who do it just to make sure that the club survive, I think, they are proper heroes, like preventing teams from ceasing to disappear that have been around for 120 years. Yeah, you need more owners like that who think I'm doing my bit for the community, as opposed to going, yeah, I'd love a documentary out of this.
You know, we want to be able to provide the facility in the club that's in a better state when we hand it over than it is now, and that's something that
100%.
Gilly and I talk about.
But like Neil said, we're pending a move, so it all becomes really hard of trying to get any funding.
And that's been like that for the last 20 years.
And that's been the downfall of this football club, when it was always been on the cards and it's never been fruitful, and no one wants to spend or do anything because you think you're moving down the road and you're going to get and that's been the holdback of the club, really.
Okay, so Oakwood has been under the shadow of a planning development for nigh on 20 years, and that'll be a brand new ground, clubhouse and 3G pitch is currently what they've proposed. It's been approved only recently in November, but it's been in planning probably 3 times prior to that where it's been rejected. That then means that they will build that ground and then they will basically put between 122 and 138 houses on the site here and the site behind us.
I can understand why a club would take the money, because most of the time they are living hand to mouth, and you think anything that could keep us running as a club, brilliant, we'll take it. But I would preface that with the fact that when you do that, you end up losing your community roots.
When it comes to our reasoning behind opposing the proposal, for me it fundamentally sits at the word grassroots. Kids playing on grass, our first team and senior teams playing on grass.
If you come down here on a given Sunday morning and all the kids are out on the back field, sun shining, pitches looking great, kids are having fun, laughing, parents, that's what it's all about.
Going down there would be nice and flash and new, but it would not be what it is now. And it's not that I'm against change, it's just that we have all the teams here at once playing, where down there you'd probably get 1 or 2 teams playing and they wouldn't be able to interact with other teams because you've got to schedule them in.
Very short-termist, but it's either that, it could be either that or you don't exist anymore as a club.
The position we're in when it comes to the development is pretty much forced. We don't have any options. The Homes England, who we rent this back field off of, have pretty much just let the lease run down, so they want to force us into the move, and they won't give us a longer lease, and that therefore means that we can't get funding to do future development here. Our hands are tied with regards to how much we can charge out the pitch for. There's so many things that just make it, for me, a more difficult operation to run.
Short-term effects are completely and utterly destroyed by the potential long-term effects. I'd be hesitant to take it, but at the same time I wouldn't begrudge anyone who did take it. So yeah, it's very much a double-edged sword, I'd say.
The good is that you've got football all year round. You've got a profile of a club that then gets up to sort of the level of Three Bridges, so it'll bring hopefully better players in, and we could progress through the league. But also, 3G is only accepted up to a certain level. Not that we're ever going to get Premiership, but there is a level within football that you can then not have a 3G and you have to go back to grass.
Could come to the stage where, because no one's coming and you can't convince players to stick around enough because you quite simply don't know where you're going to be playing next year, you could end up falling down the leagues, and it's a long way back from there.
Most clubs would bite your arm off to move down there, but it's not just about the new ground facility. Some of it's not very good, going to be very good to the local residents.
We may be stupid as a committee and not looking at the future of grassroots football in the right way, but I would certainly say a lot of clubs, if offered something like this, would take it.
It's a thing that we'd rather not do, we'd rather not have, we'd rather it just be football, but you go and speak to any club nowadays, it's more than football to keep you alive now. Especially, and we're a club that don't pay any money to our players.
I think completely and utterly, if you're willing to pay to play football, you are pretty desperate to play football, aren't you? I think it's safe to say, yeah.
Why do you play for Oakwood, even though you have to pay?
You play for Oakwood because you got great facilities in terms of the pitch, playing on a pitch that's that nice, that gets looked after. You're in a good league, you play against good opposition, being able to play with people that you want to play with and playing games that you might not usually suspect to if you were just playing at like a lower grassroots club. So
it's about commitment. You have to train Tuesday, Thursday. There's no point joining and come and going as you want. You're no good to it, innit? Even if you're the best player out, you've got to have that great attitude.
It's obviously quite difficult to get to games. With doing shift work, I can do really early, and sometimes you just don't really have the motivation to go until the evening to go training or play a football match. Sometimes it's that I've got work early the next day, I might not be able to play towards the end of the match because I can't, as I've got to get some rest for the next day's work. So
Where you have to get changed, mate. I've got to be up at 2:30.
The only things that stop you from not turning up is unfortunately be a death and I always say a wedding.
For a team like Oakwood, you'll have people who are working during the week. You could be a bricklayer, you could be a teacher, you could be anything like that, whereas professional football, that is your job. At the end of the day, everyone does it for the love of it, whether you're being paid hundreds of thousands of pounds or not being paid at all.
When the kids get through the academies and don't get to the next level, don't get to the main academy, we're talking of 9, 10-year-olds that fall out of love with football because they've failed. They haven't failed, they've just gone a route that wasn't successful.
Grassroots football is a way of players who've maybe fallen out of the professional game to fall in love with it again.
I did want to be a professional footballer. I've had a couple trials at Brighton, played at Crystal Palace. If you want to make it, it's very difficult to make it once you're past that sort of 12 to 14.
You come to a community club, you start winning a few games, you start scoring a few 30-yarders, you start pinging balls to the winger, you just fall in love with it again.
Our focus is to have kids from the age of 9, 10 through to the under-17s, under-18s, under-23s, reserve team and first team.
An under-23 team is the perfect pathway from youth team levels to the first team. In an ideal world, every football club would have an under-23 team, but it's another expense.
I think the under-23s, there's a blend of player. You've got the player that wants to step into the first team, and then you've got the players that just want to play football. However, that timeline's quite short, right? Because if they're 20, 22, they've got a year or two, and then they become overage, and if there's 6 of them, then only 4 of them can play. They've got to come to that realisation that it only lasts for so long.
Me and some of my mates will want to just keep playing football regardless if that's with Oakwood or if that's changing it up and going to something different.
Motivating the under-23s is a tough challenge. They've got outside interests, so to get them to commit week in, week out is really tough.
It can be difficult with certain individual players and you know, players that are maybe you know, on the fringe of the squad, you know, for them to come along and they know that they might not be in the starting lineup. To motivate those guys, you know, it's not difficult. It's more of a tapping into their personality and making sure that they understand that, you know, there will be chances, there will be opportunities, but you've just got to keep going and work hard.
In me personally, I'm a bit more of a confidence player. If I don't feel like I'm doing well, then I won't. Like, it's just going to stay like that. But if I've got the backing of a coach and a coach that wants me to play and knows what I can do, then it makes a massive impact. We've got a semi-final possibly soon, which would be nice to get to, especially after having a down year last year.
Even winning like a cup competition, if you're having a bad year, it can really add a silver lining to something that's not been great.
Even though it might not mean much, it's just like a grassroots thing. It's nice. It's more than that.
They came from park football, a lot of these boys, and until 2 years ago, hadn't played on a county pitch, hadn't played that level of football. But we've come so far and the guys have done so well. You know, it's within our capabilities to go down there and get a result.
Winning the cup would be unreal, to be fair.
I believe in them 100%.
Come on!
So last night, how did that feel?
Frustrating. Last night, to be fair,
Totally gutted.
a lot of work had been gone in behind the scenes for weeks to try and get something set up for the cup game. We knew it was going to be difficult all the way down to Westfield. It's probably the longest journey we'd have to do in any game in the county, but it was frustrating to go all the way down there and just not quite perform anywhere near the levels we know that we're capable of.
We started really, really slow.
One mistake gets them in, noses in front.
We went 2-0 down, and to be fair, if it weren't for Ryan, the keeper, it could have been a lot more.
Our goalkeeper was man of the match, which probably tells us at 5-1 we might have been quite grateful for, to be honest. At half time, the chat was, we can't be any worse, which that were right, we couldn't.
So going in at half time, you know, first and foremost, I needed to let the boys know how disappointed I was.
They have got 3 players in the middle of the park, the 4, the 11, the 8, and they're running rings round us. Take the player, stick with him. We come down here and we look lacklustre. Listen, we're a quarter, we've got nothing to lose. 2-0 down, quarter final. Let's dig deep here, boys, yeah? You are enough. But you've just got to believe it.
Let's just go back to basics, get that right, take the opportunities when they come, get back in the game 1 goal at a time.
I'm telling you, you get a goal here, you put in some tackles and look to play a bit of football, you'll get back in this game.
So coming out in the second half, 10 minutes into the second half, we got a corner, great corner, came over, centre half's gone up for us, Ashton headed it in the back of the net, 2-1. You know, the question I asked at half time is that if they conceded a goal, let's see how they respond.
2-1, the energy levels just spiked, just enough that I thought, right, now we need to build again, and we didn't get a chance.
Then they go breakaway down the other end, and we give a penalty away, you know, for a challenge that we should never be making.
To get back 2-1 gave us a little bit of a bounce, and then to puncture that balloon quite quickly afterwards was difficult.
And when we went 3-1 down, you know, we competed, we played some great football in the second half, and even though we conceded another 2 goals, we could have scored another 3 ourselves. It was just one of those nights, it just wasn't going to go for us.
To be able to play football when you're 5-1 down, it's frustrating because you know we could have been doing that at 2-1 down. Football's not, people don't deliberately play badly. Sometimes it just doesn't happen.
To a man, every one of you in that second half, fucking put yourself out, tried as best as you could. You all fucking knew what you were doing. You all fucking rolled your sleeves up, and you all get involved. So from me and John and Robbie, like that's all we could have asked you to do in the second half. You've done yourselves really proud. Don't be fucking downhearted. You've given it a fucking real good go. Let's get ourselves changed, get ourselves back. Boys, you want to say anything before they...
I think I was going to say that we owe you 3 and Ryan an apology for probably the first half of that game. But then, thanks for the other boys, because there's people here that didn't give a to turn up, so...
The guys that haven't made it tonight, you know, whatever reasons they've given, you boys have turned up. So, listen, I can't be too downbeat. You know, we've come all the way down here and we give it a good go. So
I think it showed a few true colours of who's prepared to go that extra mile, and I'm not sure if the 3 of us will do it again next year if the commitment isn't there from the players. It's such a tough one because I get asked that quite a lot outside of football. You know, why do you run an under-23 side that your son doesn't even play for? And I don't know if I have all the answers sometimes.
Grassroots football for me is not just about the football. It's always been about the bigger picture, you know, about taking these guys and installing, you know, discipline and making sure that they know right from wrong.
I just feel that we're doing some good. We're giving them an opportunity. Some of these lads wouldn't play any football. Giving
them all the tools to go out and then, you know, into the workplace and further on from that and remember what they learned with us as they were growing up. Don't get me wrong, you know, to see your team win, to see the smiles on the faces of the lads, you know, seeing someone that you've coached from a young age score a winning goal, you know, there's nothing better. Knowing that they've turned out to be, you know, respectable, good guys, you know, speaks volumes. We got a lot of guys, a lot of kids that were, you know, with my son and you know, when we first started the team from sort of like under 7s, under 8s, and seeing them come all the way through into under 18s, under 23s, and then into the progressing onto first team football, county football is fantastic. If I've been so lucky to have my son and 2 of my nephews play in the same side, it would have been fantastic to have actually got at least 10-15 minutes out on the pitch with them, but to have, you know, my family playing in the team makes it even more special.
There's nothing better than playing. I wish I was still playing.
For me, it's encouraging players to play for as long as they can, because when you stop, you'll miss it and you'll regret it.
And if you walk away, you know you're going to let a lot of people down, so you just keep on going. But You know, there comes a time when you go, hold on, enough's enough.
Yeah, the $1 million question, Connor. What keeps us going?
I think love of football.
Giving back.
It's about forming one massive family, isn't it? Wherever you go, you go to the other side of Sussex, and you know people. Just one big family, you know.
It's about a community. It's about everyone, not just first team. It's about everything. Little Johnny playing under fives. And I think we do that quite well, really, don't we? Everyone gets a fair crack.
I mean, losing facilities like Oakwood would be catastrophic.
Football clubs who have been integral parts of their community for hundreds of years and will always remain that way. And if you did take that away, you'd be ripping the heart out of that community.
If it wasn't around, a lot of people would suffer, a lot of people would miss it, wouldn't they, surely?
The people who do it just to make sure that the club survive, they are proper heroes.
For the club to have a good chairman is everything, it's the heartbeat.
It's someone that's sort of almost doing the dirty work, really.
Every club needs a gilly. Every club probably needs 3 gillies, in fairness.
He's one of a kind. He has a heart of gold. He lives and breathes it. He sleeps it. He dreams it. He's here every waking hour if he's not working.
It's Marmite. You love him or hate him, but one thing you know is if you chopped him in half, he'd have Oakwood written through the middle of him.
Grassroots football is, it's just amazing. Just absolutely amazing. Everything football should be.
Would I miss it? Of course I miss it. Of course I moan and groan about it. But I think Neil said it's sort of my life. It is, yeah, I suppose it is, yeah, but if it's in your blood, it's in your blood.
When they put
day,
it in the ground over there, this is still running, you know what I mean?
There's a minimal amount of, places up for grabs in terms of promotion.
If we can get anything out the last 3 games that keep us above Loxwood,
As long as we finish above Loxwood,
that will push us into 5th, which would be, as far as we're concerned, a good season.
I'm going to get our reliable John Deere out of the old Crawley Town tunnel, and I've got a flat tyre, so I'm going to have to go and pump that up.
what's the time now? 6:15. And at the moment we're 1 player short. But when you're on it, you can beat any team in this league.
Whisper in the ear hole, you're great, you're brilliant, and all the rest of it. No one does it to me, but you have to do it to players.
But for you to command the place in this side, I need you to take that opportunity.
Does it ever annoy me? Yeah, because I want to play.
Boys, now we fucking believe it! Come on!
Keep up. I'd have punched him out of the way and stuck him on his arse and the centre forward. Yeah. And then take your chance when you go on there.
You just drop in. Yeah.
Good day! Oh my God. Right, just wait a second. Hang on.